What up, y'all? It's your boy Sleepy in my Screwface Jean featuring Dax's Dream Chaser reaction. I told y'all I was going to explain to you what DuaneTV was talking about so that we can attempt to show everybody what's going on. I mean, you can see the picture. So let's get into it and let's see what Duane has to say.
What is good, homies? I really didn't want to make this video. I didn't. But my thing is, like, when you're a part of the YouTube community, whether or not Dax wants to be called a YouTube rapper or not, that's neither here nor there.
Before we get too far into it, I will say, I actually heard about DuaneTV today when I was on the Screwface Jean. I'm going to keep saying this so everybody gets it. Screwface Jean, not Screwface Gene. I found out about DuaneTV. I started watching some of his reactions and some of his videos, and I'm going to be a huge supporter. I definitely dig him. Any of my 12 subscribers, LOL, haha. If any of you don't know about DuaneTV, make sure you go check him out. Subscribe to him. You know, he's a natural on the camera. I hope one day to be as natural on the camera as he is. Let's get back into his calling out Dax.
He's a part of the YouTube community. This is where he puts out his content. There's just a certain code of conduct that I feel like you need to go by when you're working with other content creators. It's just like, that's just kind of the way it goes. So for everybody that's wondering, like, what are you talking about? My man is ripping people off. It's not cool, and I feel like it needs to be spoken on. One of my biggest problems with it is just, it's the fact that, like, he puts out this positive persona. You can't choose when and where you're going to be a positive, inspirational person and when and where you're going to rip people off and be a scumbag. Like, you can't. You just can't do that. We're going to throw a picture up right now of all the collaborations that he's...
I will agree with that statement. You cannot 1 minute say you want to uplift people and you want to be an inspiration, and you want to show people how they can achieve their dreams, and then in the next breath DuaneTV will explain to you what he means by being a scumbag. He'll start to explain it. I'll tell you in a minute.
Done in the recent times. He had one with Screwface, he had one with Quedeca, he had the Four Horsemen track that had Crypt, Quedeca, and Screw on it. He had the KSI diss track that he jumped on. He had one with Mercules, and then he also put out that track with Hobson. Now, I'm not trying to say that somebody got ripped off in every single one of these situations, especially the Hobson situation. I don't know anything about that. I don't know if I would assume he paid Hobson, but I really don't know. I have no idea how that one went. But as we go through this, you'll see why it's relevant to the situation. As far as the other ones, I will say that, listen, I've confirmed a few things here and there. I'm not going to say what, and I can't say necessarily with who. So Dax, as we all know, is a janitor. I mean, he used to be a janitor. I apologize, homie. I apologize. Now he's a YouTube rapper. I mean, a mainstream rapper. Damn it, I keep doing it. Okay, he's going to get pissed. But apparently, he thinks that we keep forgetting.
Duane's coming out with them jokes. He's got them jokes for days. Get him, Duane.
That he used to be a janitor, and for whatever reason, he keeps trying to remind us.
Man, I went from cleaning in public to getting money and bunch. Who you know was a janitor when he got rich, copped the whips to pin off the lot. Cleaning up toilets in Kansas, my nigga was fucking disgusting. Cleaning up toilets for living in mansion and fucking the budget. Overnight shifts was a bitch cleaning toilets. I ain't going back to no mopping.
That's letting us know that he's a janitor twice in the Hobson verse. Once in the verse for Screw, once in the verse he dissed KSI, and once in the verse for Quedeca. And he sold probably all of those verses.
I do agree that we hear in almost every song in the last like 4 months him talk about being a janitor. Like, we get it, We were hella supportive of the fact that you went from being a janitor in Canada to being a rapper, whether we call you a YouTube rapper, you call yourself a mainstream rapper. We were hella excited that you went from, being one of us to achieving your dreams. But bro, in every song do you have to tell us you were a janitor? We know you were a janitor. Sorry, Duane, I'll let you get back into what you were explaining.
Besides the Hobson one, I would assume assume. I find that really interesting that you could just keep repackaging the same thing and just selling it. It's like, I thought once one person gets it, it was theirs. I don't know. That was just my opinion. That's kind of weird to me. But okay. If you guys aren't convinced that that's messed up, we can move on to the next thing. So, I mean, I was listening to the Quedeca War verse. At the end, he's talking like Curry with the shot, dunk on like Shaq on the block, and like, yo, I was like, yo, this shit's kind of crazy.
Who you know was a janitor, went and got rich, copped a whip to peel off the lot. Who you know be a thug, will murder a nigga, then talk go move like Barack. Who you know got to jump like Curry and dunk on a nigga like Shaq on the block. Who you know gotta... You don't know nobody.
And then after that, I was like, yo, I want to go listen to some more verses and stuff. So I went back, I started listening to the Four Horsemen track again. I was like, yo, this whole track is wild. But then I got to Dax's verse, and then towards the end, I was like, wait a minute. In the name of Keemstar, just roll the clip.
Who you know got a dick, make a bitch do a flip like she doing gymnastics. I can make a whole kitty stretch like the warm-up prior to an NBA team doing practice. I can turn a gay bitch straight like you drawing with a ruler in them geometrical type of a classes. I can make it... Let's just say I can make a lot of shit happen, my nigga. Who you know was a janitor, went and got rich, copped a whip to peel off the lot. Who you know be a thug, will murder a nigga, then talk go move like Barack. Who you know gotta jump like Curry and dunk on a nigga like Shaq on the block. Who you know gotta... You don't know nobody.
So I mean, if you just switch the who you know and the I to, you know what I mean? Like if you change all the I cans to who you know, it's the same thing, or vice versa. I mean, I get there's like a syllable difference, but you could change that somewhere else in the verse. So basically, what it sounds like to me is that he had a verse or like 8 bars or something like that he had already written, and he just took half of it and threw it in one verse, and the other half and threw it in the other. Man, I'm just curious how much he made for all these verses. I would actually doubt that it's that. I don't think anybody would pay that much, but who knows what he's trying to charge out there? I mean, he said he's going to be the biggest mainstream artist in a year, so I mean, it seems like to me like a roll to the head. And apparently the way that he feels he can treat people by just ripping them off and giving them garbage and stuff that he's reused like 30 different times, he feels like that's okay. But hey, stay positive. I'm gonna keep inspiring you guys. But okay. I mean, if you guys still are not convinced, let's just take like a real quick look at the verse that he sold Screwface. Let's take a real quick look. SFJ Nation, shout out to you guys. You guys have been extremely dope. I think you guys should pay real close attention to this one.
I agree. The SFJ Nation is one of the biggest, most loyal fan bases I've seen. Since Eminem in the early 2000s. Like the stands and the Eminem fans are a powerful movement, but I think SFJ Nation is up there with them.
For the guards, made for the click, about to go hard, been on my shit. Yeah. Now we ain't stopping. Yeah. Overnight shifts was a bitch cleaning toilets. I ain't going back to no mopping. Yeah. Now we took a whole city, wasn't fucking with me. Then I went and put that city on the map. Yeah. I went and put that city on the map. Dax. I went and put that city on the map. Dax.
He took a pause for one line for absolutely no reason in the middle of his verse, then spit a line, then took another.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I do want to say I've noticed that Dax be taking a whole lot of pauses, like he don't know what to say, or like, all right, look, you paid me this much money, I said this many bars, so now I'm just gonna, Dax, just for a filler, because he doesn't want to say anything he wasn't paid for. That's how I feel. And mind you, I like Dax as an artist, but as a businessman, Duane's showing you.
Pause for a line for absolutely no reason, and then at the very end of the verse, he basically just cut 2 bars out and then repeated the end of the last line he had said through those 2 bars. Not only that, but he dropped the janitor line, which he's used in pretty much every verse that he's dropped in the last 2 months. So yeah, I mean, if my math is right, he sold Screwface 10 bars for a 16-bar verse. Once again, man, I really wonder what he is charging for these verses. Another thing that I just happened to notice was that for pretty much all of these tracks, besides I think the Quedeca one, it seems like he acknowledged the Quedeca one. And I'll talk about my reasoning behind a few of my thoughts here in a minute, but he didn't even acknowledge that any of these tracks dropped. Like, he didn't talk about them at all. I mean, I would assume that if you're paying somebody money to get on a track, like, you don't even think they would at least tweet it out. Quick interjection, as of the editing of this video, I did see that Dax actually retweeted Screw when he was talking about the Dream Chaser track, so I just wanted to make sure that I'm not inaccurate. He did actually promote it, finally, like, way too late, but whatever, he did it. It was funny, I didn't even actually look at what the tweet said. Dude, it's so basic. Go peep the song I did with Homie. You could definitely tell somebody twisted his arm and he didn't want to act.
I think it was his PR team that posted that out, because whenever Dax promotes something, Dax goes hard body when he promotes it. I don't even think that was Dax. I think that was somebody in his promotional team.
Actually tweeted that. Bruh, you are, yeah, I'm sorry, Dax, but you a lame, bro. Let's get back to the scheduled program. He's probably just busy. You know, he's probably just busy, and he's got his blinders on.
And I'm like the guy that's like, yo, I was an overnight janitor, and I found this, and I made a decision that I'm gonna be one of the biggest hip hop artists in the world, and I'm just working towards that blindly with this fucking blinders.
For real though, I do want to say that I do think that that's the right way to go about something. If you want something in life, you have to be obsessed. You have to be straight on with it. You have to be very focused. I completely agree with that, but you have to treat the people around you right. You can't just use people as stepping stones and rip them off. And basically, you can't be a scumbag, especially not to the community that's helping make you. Like, you can't do that, bro. You can't. But anyways, here's my thoughts on why he kind of shared the Quedeca track a little bit. So, I mean, despite the fact that he tends to get more views by average on his music videos than Quedeca does have more subscribers, and Quedeca is hot on YouTube right now. So, I mean, it does make sense that he would acknowledge it, but he's still barely.
But isn't Quedeca from Canada? If I'm not mistaken. Isn't Quedeca from Canada? Because the two songs I've mainly seen him promote, other than Hobson, he promoted the Mercules one a little bit, and he promoted the Quedeca one a little bit. And I believe both of them are from Canada. If anybody catches this video and, you know, they can find out that I'm lying. I mean, I don't mean to be lying, but, you know, if I have false information, tell me down in the comments. But I believe both of them are from Canada, and Dax is from Canada. So, I mean, it might be a Canada thing.
He acknowledged it. He didn't even tweet it himself. He just kind of retweeted and was like, this is crazy or something like that. Now, I haven't shown any clips from the Mercules track. I ain't even going to bother. He says something about farting and twerking. I don't know. My man is weird. But overall, I'm not going to say that was the worst verse ever. And now,
TikTok.
Thinking, oh, why? Because Mercules has 600,000 subs. Dax is over 1 million. But then you got to kind of look at it from some other angles. Dax wants to make it in the music industry. He doesn't want to be a YouTube rapper. Mercules has been on Sway in the Morning. Mercules has the attention of people in the industry that Dax wants the attention of. So it kind of makes sense for him to collab with him and maybe put a little bit more into the verse. Although I still don't think that he acknowledged it at all, and I don't know if I don't think it was the greatest verse. I'm curious what Mercules thinks. But anyways, aside from that, that just got me to look into some of his interviews. I was just curious. I've never really seen this guy sit down and talk, and I'm just curious to see what he had to say. I figured the No Jumper podcast would be the best one to look at because Adam tends to ask some of the really good questions, and he's straightforward with people. So I was like, let's see what he's got to say.
No, I don't vlog. I don't make how-to videos. I don't do nothing. I want to put something to the world that lasts forever. I'll do anything possible to gain the audience, to show them what I'm doing. Right. So I just do whatever.
And after I had pieced together all this other information, to be honest with you, a lot of it wasn't really a...
Alright, Dwayne, I'm not going to run your whole video solely because I don't want to flood people. You know, I don't want to make people... I want people to watch your video. I don't want everybody to sit here and watch mine so they don't have to watch yours. So make sure y'all go to DuaneTV and finish this video. But to summarize, you know, what else was pretty much said in here, Dax does not want to be a YouTube rapper. He does not support the YouTube community. It kind of seems like he dislikes most people. You know, if you're not Dax, you're just a stone. You're just a stepping stone for him to get somewhere. You know, he's willing to step over you. He'll work with you as long as he can step over you and make that next move. I know there's more that's touched on in this video. Like I said, make sure y'all go check out DuaneTV. Watch the rest of this video. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Have a good night.